Hello out there, Kolb family. This is Brian Melbourne with the Kolb Aircraft Company in London, Kentucky. www.kolbaircraft.com. We're going to take this little Firefly that we've completed and we're going to fold it up and get it loaded up in a trailer, and we're going to deliver this to California. So we're just going to shoot a quick video with Dwayne and Dennis here in the Kolb Aircraft Factory, and we're going to fold this airplane up so we can get her loaded up. Let's show you how it's done in case anyone has any questions about it. So I'm just going to give you a quick walk around. What we've done is we've laid out a couple of blankets on the floor. Just a place for that lift strut to come down and lay. We've chalked our airplane so that it'll stay put while we're working on it. We put a little piece of foam rubber on our prop so that it doesn't cut into our wings on either side. We got our prop lined up straight up and down with the lower blade so it'll go right in between the wings. And we have our fold tools right here, and we have a couple of brackets right here that go right onto this little section on the boom to hold the wings in place. And I think we're ready to go, so we're going to start out with Dwayne, and he's going to go up underneath here and he's going to unhook the bottom cable that holds the two cables together on the bottom of the tail feathers. So he's pulling the clip out right now and the wing nut, and Dennis is getting prepped up with the fold bracket that the wings fold into. This removes completely from the airplane so that it doesn't keep any weight going. So he's going to fish down through there and get himself around the cables that come through, come out the bottom, and he's going to put a washer and a clip pin on the bottom. That way you're able to pick this airplane up with the wings when they're folded into that bracket. So Dwayne's working on getting his cable bolt put right back where he took it out. He's going to put his clip in, and Dwayne's still hobbling around with a bit of a broken thumb issue here. We just tape them up and keep them working. So they're folding the tail feathers up right there. And this little tool right here is something that the home builder builds, or in this case we built this airplane, so we built it for it. And it goes right over the two elevators and right down over the rudder and the vertical stabilizer. And man, does it fit nice and tight, loads everything into place. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here and unhook our aileron push-pull tubes. Aileron push-pull tubes, we unclip, we undo, we let that aileron down, and those pins and clips and washers are going to go right back in place. And you see a little piece of Velcro right there? We take that little piece of Velcro and we're just going to wrap that tube into place. If you leave this hanging down during this process and the airplane moves, you'll stand a real good chance of bending it. So we like to just go ahead and lock them right into place. So the next thing we're going to do from there is we're going to have Dennis come out to a wingtip here. He's going to hold the wingtip for us. Dwayne's going to pull a clip out of the bottom of the lift strut, and he's going to pull a clip right here in the top. And Dwayne's also going to pull the center section out of this airplane right quick. Grab the center section, is Velcro on. We'll get that center section out of the way. We'll help him out on this side a little bit. Pull this side down. And he's going to set that right in the front seat, which in this case, being an ultralight, is the only seat. There you go. All right, now he's also going to pull the clip from right behind the back side of this that holds that front pin in. That way, he's prepared for the fold, and he doesn't leave Dennis holding this 15-pound wing for very long. It's actually very light. He'll be okay. All right, so Dwayne's got his clip out of there. First thing he's going to do is unhook his lift strut and lay it down on that blanket. Right down there. Then he's going to go around front and he's going to hold the front edge of his wing going to pull his pin out. Dennis is going to rotate back to about a 45-degree angle. And Dwayne's going to watch the exhaust system and the fuselage for him and make sure that everything clears everywhere. And then Dennis is going to rotate right back. Hold it right there and let me get a video on that, Dennis. So we're going to come right around here and we're looking for this pin. It's going to slide right inside that hole into the spar. So he's going to line that right up, slide that right in, all the way to a stop. At that point, he's got that wing setting in place. And Dwayne has gone back through and he's put his clips back into his pins right up here. And he's going to go ahead and pull this lift strut out completely and set it down on this blanket. And the pin that was in the outer position of the lift strut, which is up on the wing side, is going to be the pin that we use to hold this bracket into place that holds that wing. So Dennis is putting the lift strut, outer lift strut pin in there and the clip, and he's going to put the one on the other side too. And Dwayne's now got all of his clips and pins back in position. If you put everything back to where you get it from, you'll not find yourself out ready to go flying and missing a pin. Works very well. A lot of guys will use a tackle box or some kind of an organizer with a label in each bin that shows every pin that they use, and they leave them out of the airplane and they put them in the bins just to make sure they keep track of all their stuff. We always just put ours right back in the airplane. So Dwayne's running around right now pulling clips out of the lift strut, top and bottom, and the pin out of the top of the wing, forward attach point, which is right there. And he's gonna disconnect his lift strut right quick, right here. And he's gonna set that lift strut down on the floor, right there. Then he's gonna pull his pin out of the leading edge of his wing, and Dennis is gonna rotate it back. And what Dwayne's doing right now is he's just making sure Dennis doesn't run into anything with that end of the wing. It's just good to have someone spotting that for you. This can be done by yourself. Way more fun if you have any friends at all. It'd be great if they could help you. And Dennis is going to slide this one on the pin right until it stops. Now what Dwayne's doing now is he's taking that forward attach point. He's taking the pin that come out of the outside of his lift strut, and he's using it for that point right there. And there's a little nylock nut right inside there that holds those two clips on. We'll just tighten that up after we get done with everything, ready to travel. And Dwayne's pulling his lift strut down. He's just going to lay it down on this blanket out here, and we're going to fold them up later in one of these quilts so that we can lay it in the trailer, which just happens to be right out here ready to go. Hooked up my motor home and ready to deliver to California. So Dennis is going to come over here now, and there's two little holes drilled in the trailing edge of your wing that this little cross brace does. Now what this brace does is it keeps these wings from being able to slide off of this cross pin down here. So he's going to drop down and hook a bungee strap right there, bring it up and hook it right there, and that holds that into place nice and solid. And that aircraft is ready to load into a trailer. It will have to have a boom support for trailering. It can sit on the tail wheel when it's just folded, that's no problem, but that little tail wheel rod cannot support the weight of the aircraft with the wings folded back and no pilot in there for transport. So we use a little boom holder. I'll show you that in the trailer on the next video. KolbAircraft.com, 606-862-9692. Thank you, Kolb guys. Have fun.